Oh man, we've been waiting all of today. Optic versus FaZe, and honestly, like you said, these two teams are the juggernaut teams. We had said that Optic FaZe probably be the top three at least, but having a little bit of a rough start on Friday, but coming through when it matters the most in bracket play. And I'm excited, but Tony, I just want to mention one thing, and I tend to mention it often because I really truly think it's a factor, right? Optic has been sitting in the grand finals for a very long time. They're a little cold. I mean, FaZe has come through, played a lot of games since then, so they're gonna be warmed up.
Well, you know what? I think our casters are ready. I think our players are ready. No more milk, baby. Let's get right into it. It's time for your grand finals.
Optic Gaming versus FaZe. We have the grand finals. I believe players are ready to get this rolling. Let's not waste any time. Wes, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. We're seeing our Halo World Champions against some of their biggest rivals over the last 5 years here in that of FaZe.
Well, something we're turning into is Rockets in the hands of Formal already, A and B as well in the hands of Optic. And if we remember from earlier today, FaZe won game one. It was Argyle CTF. After that, it was an all Optic affair in the series. This is a best of 7. Ignore the graphic up top, I do believe. And I say that Optic, look, they've done a good job to get off on the right foot and continuing from that earlier series.
Yeah, you can see early lead definitely going over in favor of Optic. All those in favor of FaZe with just 7-6 there momentarily. Just as we say that, that's down for Optic. They recognize where the spawns of Optic are coming out, and Optic Gaming flooding into the kill zone here as 3 of them go down again.
Trip cap right now for FaZe. The Slays starting to benefit them at this point in time. A, B, and C in their hold, but Optic coming off respawn, split spawning. It looks like they're going to be focused on B and A. And right now, nobody on FaZe really in a position to deny A from being converted. It's a matter of, can you get B? Well, B's the first one they're able to hit. So that's a phenomenal break from Optic. They immediately get out of that trip cap. Minimal damage done, just 47-30 in the score.
47-30, like you said. Optic now maintains control. They do get taken out to a 3v3 scenario. You can see some of these teams playing it very slow. TriPPPeY recognizes the last player alive. That's Royal 2 retreating back into C, trying to get the help of his teammates that are coming off of spawn, trying to keep these set of rockets out of Optic's hands best they can.
These slays are what's important because they're going to open up the door for Rockets. Unfortunately for Royal 2, Lucid does just enough to turn the corner, gets that kill. 3 go down. And last player alive, Renegade, with that Stalker rifle in hand. He's finally removed from the map. Going to transfer Stalker over towards TriPPPeY. A and B in the hold of Optic as they've taken the lead. They've gained a 30-point advantage as well. And TriPPPeY in a phenomenal position here to anchor for his team back tower and hit some great Stalker shots to deal damage.
Yeah, TriPPPeY takes a lot of damage from the players moving around through bottom center. Royal 2 does an amazing job just finessing his life around this laundry area. Gets ultimately taken out by TriPPPeY with that Stalker, but picked up the kill onto Formal. However, too little as all 4 members of FaZe go down. Optic still just running away with this game so far. But you can just see how much respect Optic is giving to FaZe. They barely even press the issue of going for a triple cap. They just want to set up, hold, and take points the easy way.
Yeah, this is a textbook setup right now given to Optic, and unfortunately that setup starting to fold like a paper napkin. Lucid and Formal, they get taken down. TriPPPeY gets the melee, does find 1 kill to maybe subside some of the pressure, but not going to be enough to stop the rest of FaZe clan as the numbers advantage is going to be too much. APG, the last player alive, does a phenomenal job to try and anchor this back A position. Ends up getting a kill with the Bulldog, stays alive throughout the entire process as the last guy alive. Everything you could have asked from APG to avoid the trip cap in this situation is done, and another kill to potentially help his respawners come off and get out of this situation effectively. As APG finally taken down, the damage has been done, but FaZe now in control of B and C. Rockets coming up, and that is a massive ticket to getting back into this game for FaZe.
Yeah, you can see a lot of members of Optic go down. Eventually, the stronghold control does flip back in favor of FaZe with Rockets up on the map. But the good news here for Optic is that they did manage to grab Shoddy and Stalker Rifle here off that last trade. So Even though they weren't able to get much going, they do maintain some weapon control. A little bit of a misstep there with those rockets. You'd definitely like to have that one back. Just as we say that, 3, make that 4 down for FaZe once again. And that is going to be APG grabbing these rockets. Now, who said APG is not a superstar? Well, just as I say that, I might have jinxed him a little bit. Not the best rocket that we've seen. But in his defense, we've seen some worse rockets this weekend.
We have. We've seen some bad rockets. You guys need to work on it. And maybe it's because there's only 2 in the chamber in Halo Infinite that you get less rocket practice. I'd like to see more people warming up with rockets in their hands to really prep themselves, because it's just piss poor power weapon control, I'll be honest with you. But in the to refocus us back to the game, rockets off the map, no longer a part of the conversation. 135, 124. FaZe have done everything to get back into this game. Every single time it feels like Optic are pulling away, FaZe get right back, actually take the lead. And now once again, Optic look to do the same.
Yeah, you can see they're looking for an AC setup here now as Formal and APG trying their best to double team the angles, but a great flank from back A with Renegade here, secure themselves 2 kills and will be able to flip A once again.
Able to flip A, like you said. A and B now in their control. 30 seconds for rockets and a big kill from APG. Good teamwork out of Optic to literally delete that FaZe clan member from the screen. All 4 go down. It's a perfect clean wipe, and focus on the prioritization of B right there. APG trying to fight for his life, 1 shot away from perfecting Renegade, and that would have been something special to be able to get B as well. But I believe rockets have come up. The battle looks like it's owned currently. At least the space around rockets look like it's owned by Optic, so surely they were the ones that got away with those rockets. Haven't seen anything pop up in the kill feed either. But right now, Renegade's not worried about that. He's made his way over to C, and I wouldn't be shocked if he can take down Lucid here if he was able to transfer C over in his team's favor.
I mean, just watching Renegade play, you can tell when it's Renegade. You don't even need to have his name on the screen to know that you're watching the most confident player probably in the league nonstop. You can just tell he walks into every fight knowing I'm going to win this battle.
100%. He's always been like that, and honestly, he's always had the skill. Just a matter of putting the pieces together. This FaZe team trying to put the pieces together to figure out a way to take down Optic on one of Optic's best game types, Street Strongholds. Right now, only 30 points separate the 2 teams. Optic regaining control momentarily of A. They will have B for now, but the pressure is on. SnakeBite is in the hill doing work with the commando.
Oh, and they just weren't able to keep his shields down low enough for long enough. Somehow Snakebite comes away with 2 kills and an assist. 3. Was it all 3? He kills TriPPPeY too?
Yeah,
and saves
absolutely.
B.
An unbelievable individual performance from SnakeBite there. Those are the kind of plays that can win you games. Still, the pressure on for B. Respawners from Optic have made their way over there, but good shots over the shoulders from the Stalker Rifle, and Frosty, top Balk, is going to eliminate that push from Optic. Look at Lucid, forced to slow it down, and now all of a sudden, over 200 points, Optic is going to start to feel the pressure of game 1.
Yeah, you can see it. First kill here goes over onto Lucid here. Luckily, Formal, he's going to be able to take out the player in B. And with the help of TriPPPeY on his pillars here, he should be able to secure this. Great job. Formal picks up the awareness that Frosty's about to peek him with that Stalker Rifle and takes him out in those shields.
Formal finally gets that entry frag onto Renegade, takes down Royal 2 as well, snaps onto him, tries to get as fast as he can to see. A trip cap would be something phenomenal for the Green Wall fans to see right now. You need to make up these points quickly. That's exactly what the doctor ordered in a trip cap. Frosty trying to defend C, does get the kill, but is immediately traded out, so nobody on the side of FaZe able to retransfer over C in their favor. It is going to be Royal 2, the only player alive on the map, hopping into A. He's able to get that transfer from A and at least drop the trip cap for now, but we virtually have a tied game going into these last few minutes.
But Optic Gaming, they're set up in perfect position. They had a triple cap momentarily, but like you said, Royal 2 was managed to trade back A, and that was 7 players down on the map when he secured that. The rest of FaZe coming off spawn over there towards A. They're going to try to funnel towards B, but a Stalker Rifle, spike grenades, so many tools in the disposal to try to prevent this push. And with 2:30 already on the clock, we're coming down to the final push.
You can tell Renegade wants to push this. He's got the Bulldog in hand. Formal looks away. It's allowed Renegade to close the distance. The Bulldog does work, and Renegade breaks Optic's setup through the shotgun. The distraction on the right side of the map towards B was all Renegade needed in order to advance on the map. Because of that, look at what it's transitioned to. A full circle rotation from Renegade to try and get into B. He's forced out momentarily, but it will be FaZe coming out with 2 strongholds now, B and C in control. And let's see how FaZe choose to play this situation.
Yeah, you can see 225 to 238 on the score. We're coming down to the final moments of this game. Renegade with shotgun and stalker doesn't secure the kill, but gets all the damage down there onto APG here. Royal 2 cleans that one up. 240, the final moments of the game, and 2 make that 3 members go down for Optic. They need to immediately get in the hill, but how are they going to be able to hold this with the pressure coming?
247, and Frosty's got spikes. He's throwing them towards the B stronghold right now. The player's knocked to no shield. APG does get the transfer over. 240 and climbing, so APG does everything he can. Unfortunately, he's lost his entire team. It's up to Lucid. The Bulldog shotgun, it barks loud. The double kill comes through, but somehow Renegade has made his way into A. A immediately gets hopped in. 248 to 244 now. Multiple members of Optic are defending B. FaZe have to go now, and there's a player hiding top rail. You have to get into stronghold. The points come through, and they're not. We'll close the door on game 1, and an unbelievable finish.
Oh my god.
And I'm out of breath.
That was insane. That was absolutely insane. That is, I mean, I don't have any like 249 to 250 strongholds that come to mind or like recent memory here. It does not get closer than that. I thought it 5 different scenarios that the game could have been over there. And it just goes to show you how evenly matched these teams actually might be here, especially as we continue along in the season. 250 to 248, with the exception of, overtimes. That was absolutely insane.
And that was Lucid with Bulldog Thrust getting the double to deny B long enough to get some resources sent over there. And that's all you could ask from the kid. The superstar MVP shows up, makes the play, and with that, gives Optic Gaming the series lead 1-0.
That was incredible. Big shout out to APG. He actually kept the game alive with that B capture. He was getting spiked out, barely managed to cap that hill and flip it. Had he not been able to secure that I think would have been a GG scenario once again.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. But now let's shift our focus on to game 2. Live Fire Slayer. It's a best of 7, so that game means a little bit less than normal here with the best of 5 changing to a best of 7. Every game needing a little bit less of the percentage to the entire win condition you have for this championship. And remember, Optic coming from the winner's bracket gets to play, I'm assuming, from that advantage of needing to lose 2 best of 7s, but a great start for them to finish off game 1. It was back and forth, but right now FaZe Clan jump out in the Slayer hot. They're able to get Overshield in the hands of Renegade and a few kills behind it.
Yeah, you can see a Team Slayer game. Nobody from Optic over there really contesting Overshield, so it's going to allow Renegade to get that for almost free. Everyone's kind of trapped over here towards B, and they're doing their best to try to get some additional damage down, get some of these players weak before they try to push out. But essentially, they're in pretty poor position here to kind of like do any kind of break.
Lucid tries to stay alive. It's denied. SnakeBite and Renegade figure out a way to get a couple of kills over here towards green, and 8-4, a relatively slow Slayer to kick this game 2 off. Renegade leading the team at 4-0-0, a perfect game so far from him. Frosty's found himself the heat wave, and TriPPPeY's still standing inside top middle. You wonder if Frosty's going to check this out.
He does check it, but at the very last second, it does allow for TriPPPeY to escape out of there while getting damage down onto the player top center. They do pick up a 2-for-1 trade that gives them an opportunity to try to maybe clear out tower here. But as I say that, Frosty with some grenades and nice heat wave placement will secure 1 and an assist, but does get taken out. Overshield getting ready to pop in 10 seconds. 5-kill lead over here for FaZe. APG, I thought he was dead to rights, but he clutches a kill up onto SnakeBite here, and this is what I like to see. They abandon the tower push, flank around, try to get positioning here to secure Overshield.
Unbelievable shots by APG to even trade in that situation. The battle for Overshield is underway. SnakeBite's got a lot of responsibility here to try and deny this thing. TriPPPeY goes down. It's up to Formal to try and activate this. Nobody from FaZe more advanced to try and stop TriPPPeY from activating it. He gets the Overshield activated, and although it feels like everything has gone wrong for Optic, a 16-11 score line with Overshield in your pocket allows you an opportunity to keep this game close.
Yeah, as you can see here, you've got Formal. He's sitting around pillars. We've seen just how dangerous Formal can be in this location. We saw against FaZe earlier today when he had that heat wave and picked up a triple kill in this spot here. That's definitely where Formal probably feels most comfortable at.
Snipe coming up in 10. A 4-kill game, and a good decision by FaZe. They were tower side of the map, but as soon as they realized the pressure was coming, they rotated out. And now once they found the opportunity they are looking for, they're going to take advantage. They find the pick, and now a push from dummies as well is going to be traded out between Frosty and APG. The snipe now getting picked up by SnakeBite, go top tower, and let's see what SnakeBite has to give his team some life here in this grand finals.
Yeah, you can see 3 dead for Optic. Once again, the largest lead of the game so far at 7 kills in favor of FaZe. They've set up a tower. Overall map position heavily in their favor with brand new sniper, not even a shot taken so far. They are sitting in good position. Now, something that you don't really see very often, Lucid 1-7 right now, not able to really get anything going.
A lot of time left in this game. A lot of kills to yet be acquired. 15 seconds for Overshield. SnakeBite can't quite hit any of these body shots, and they would amount to a whole lot if he was able to. Unfortunately, he turns his tail, runs away from tower, and now Optic trying to hunt him down. Doesn't actually know that he's relocated, and with Overshield coming up, he's going to have an angle to try and deny this. Hits the body, hits the shot. A phenomenal play by SnakeBite to relocate, and now tries to stop Formal from going for it. The grenades are going to push Formal back, but there's more Optic Gaming members to deal with. But SnakeBite buys enough time for the rest of FaZe Clan to show up, and it does look like they were able to get that Overshield, and they'll be able to pair it with the rest of that snipe as well.
I really thought Formal was going to grab that one there, but great defense from FaZe actually prevents them from being able to pick it up here, and it goes once again over to FaZe. You can see, wow, great kill by TriPPPeY. Heads up play to turn and actually secure that kill. There's a collapse coming into B. They do recognize that TriPPPeY pushed into A, and they wanted to track him down, but it looks like he just went ahead and got way out of A and rotated around the map.
Yeah, very similar to when Optic had Overshield and Sentinels decided to get out of dodge and rotate around the map. That's exactly what we saw from a couple of members of Optic. A couple of members from Optic also got trapped, and now all of a sudden what was once a 4 or 5 kill game, it's blown up to 14 now. Kyle, FaZe are in the driver's seat here to tie this series up.
Yeah, this is going to be one of the larger deficits that we've seen out of the Optic squad, and none other than the grand finals here. Still a lot of time left to play on the clock, and we've seen just how slow this game can be, or just the pace of the game that can be slowed down here, especially if you consider how it started. It is, with this much time left on the clock, one of the lower scoring games that we've had.
As the action subsides right now, they seem to know SnakeBite's here. SnakeBite doesn't know that they know he's here, and they're trying to force him out into an open opportunity, but Renegade, at this point in time in the game, 13-0-3, a +10, and a Slayer. Everything you could ask from the new kid.
Yeah, this is, Renegade's been waiting for this rematch as well. Couldn't have been happy with how the first series went, and they've made it. They battled their way back up here and get their rematch against Optic, something that both these squads, all 3 of the previous Sentinels roster and Renegade himself has been looking forward to.
Yeah, and making that known, 15 now, 0-3 right now as Frosty picks up the snipe top mid. Overshield is up. Optic's on it. Optic's off of it. They take down PG before he can activate it, but Formal, he's going to be here to activate it, but each one of these kills, another win condition on the board for FaZe to close the door here. 16-0-4 is Renegade, and even if you get all 4 down for FaZe, you still have so much work to do with the 12-kill deficit.
Yeah, this is just a tough spot to be in, and every second that goes by, that Overshield's just running out on its own without even any damage. I believe that was a double repulse we were just looking at, so great job by Formal. Actually grabs 2 sticks out of nowhere. I don't know how he just pulled that off, but takes out Frosty with Sniper and Royal 2, who is sitting on the platform. FaZe will escape with Heat Wave, but as long as Frosty didn't get that sniper rifle off of the map there towards back tower, Optic may be able to find that.
Still an 11-kill game, though, so as great of a play as that was, you weren't able to trade really efficiently. You made a 1 kill differential throughout all of the plays that we saw there. So it's got to be better than that if you're going to try and crawl back in this game. It's still fairly slow. I'd be surprised if FaZe doesn't look to try to be aggressive here. Slowing the game down, I feel, can only benefit an opportunity for Optic to find picks.
Yeah, you can see another player gets taken out. That's Renegade dropping. TriPPPeY goes down as well, 33 to 43. So they managed to cut it down to 10, but still not a lot of deaths to work with here. If FaZe is able to effectively trade out kills, it's going to be all they wrote for game number 2. APG looks like he does secure himself that heat wave and stays alive. Overshield up in 15 seconds. I'd like to see Optic really slow this down and just play for the overshield. They cannot risk giving up any deaths here and losing this overshielder. That's going to be GG.
Yeah, but there's no way FaZe are just going to give this overshield up. They're going to make Optic forced to trade right now, and Royal 2 on the flank top mid does just that. Finds a couple of kills. Renegade finds himself a combo. 1 shot on the TriPPPeY there as he picks up that overshield. We see it in Observer. Renegade's power up control. We've been preaching about it all weekend long. It shows itself here in the grand finals. He gets a couple of kills. 2 players in front of him. 49. Can he get the 20th kill? Unfortunately, his teammates get it before him, but 19-1-7 Renegade drives his team home to a victory in game 2, and they will tie this grand finals up 1-1.
And there's just overall incredible plays. I think Optic got a little bit too hyper-focused on that player top tower. Royal 2 had a phenomenal flank coming up through B and caught both of those players sitting A plat, focusing on top tower off guard. And then on death cam, you saw an incredible plasma pistol shot onto TriPPPeY from Renegade to actually secure that overshield. So I think if they had recognized that Royal 2 was on a flank, they may have been able to play that situation a little bit better. But FaZe, perfect execution on securing that overshield.
This is still a best of 7, so this graphic only showing the first 5 games of the series. Aquarius CTF will be the focal point here for game 3, followed by King of the Hill on live fire, but these players want to get into these matches as fast as possible. They are out for blood on each side. You know how much tension, how much this series means to both of these teams. And right now, getting into the action, letting them decide it on the virtual battlefield is all you can ask for as a fan, as a spectator, and as us as commentators. So let's enjoy this show. Loading up here for game 3. Is there anything specifically that stuck out in game 2 that was really the difference maker for the FaZe roster and something you look for to continue that level of success?
I mean, what stuck out to me was Renegade in that game when the 19-7, was it? You know, absolutely absurd numbers. I think he had like 1 assist by the time the game ends. Like, this guy sees you, this guy gets you in your sights, and you're dead to rights at that point. He is coming after you full force. That, and then of course also Formal. I think Formal definitely showed some great moments. Had the most kills on his team. Wasn't like overly positive, but the double stick, what a play in order to be able to pull something like that off.
All right, how are you going to rebound, Optic? Well, they've answered that question already without even getting the chance to ask the question. 40 seconds in, a flag across the map. Nobody dead in the meantime for FaZe, so they may be able to stop this. They got TriPPPeY to no shield, multiple members. He's the last guy alive. You know everybody on the team's got to be staring at it. They can't quite continue to keep him weak. He gets just enough shield back to punch that flag in, but they will risk an opportunity for a counter cap.
Yeah, this is a tough spot to be in. Lucid, first one up off of spawn in the refrigerator there, gets taken out almost instantly. Everyone just staring right at it, recognizing where that's going to come from. New thrust is grabbed here by Frosty as well, and he manages to stay alive. That flag is moving very quickly. It is a 3v3. APG is trying to get the return, but is not going to be able to pull it off. That heat wave just too powerful.
Wait, I think he picked up a gun there, but trying to punch this flag in. Frosty says, you know what, someone else take it. I don't want it anymore. I gotta advance on the map. Has the heat wave, the killing spree, the thrust still in his back pocket. Frosty guaranteeing that this game, it stays close. He ties it up 1-1 with that flag run. The kills come through. They deny it a counter cap opportunity, unlike Optic Gaming. And now we have ourselves feet on the ground, settled in for this game 3, tied 1-1.
2 go down for Optic once again, and we're looking at another flagpole. FaZe maintains entire top middle control. Lucid will be able to secure 1 kill as they try to run it through utility and immediately push out of the base. Somehow, I don't know how, they managed to just put 3 down, make that 4 for FaZe, and be in position to run the next flag. Just overall incredible play. Now, luckily for them, though, I think they did burn camo here.
Yeah, Camo gets deleted, and this flag, it's not a guarantee. The respawners are FaZe. They're going to be here very shortly. The carrier, TriPPPeY, is able to get it to the back of the base, is knocked to no shield, hands it off to a teammate. Phenomenal heads-up communication from APG and TriPPPeY there to get that flag punched in. They use the multiple shields from the players that they have respawning to get the flag advanced to punch it in, and they take the lead back 2-1.
And just look at Lucid staying alive, Car1, using that thrust to hide behind the little box, buys so much additional time and just draws so much focus of FaZe to his life.
Such a good quality to have as a player, and Lucid probably the best in the league at staying alive at times. The way he can get out of certain situations, it seems like a magician at times. Similar to something Pistola would do back in the day. A very similar style and movement, in my opinion. 3 dead for Optic as the flag is on the move, however, for FaZe. Nobody alive to really deny this one from going in, and it's going to go up the back stairs, so they will have an opportunity to approach on the map, but you can tell Frosty's not even receiving damage. Optic have opted to allow this game to be tied up as they try to fight for map control. But in the meantime, look at what FaZe have been able to do. They got a clean wipe outside of this one player hiding in the closet. And Frosty up smells Lucid from out of nowhere. The game sense is unreal. And because of that, they're going to have a phenomenal chance to gain the lead here.
Yeah, great plays by Frosty to actually secure that kill. TriPPPeY goes down without getting any damage down on that player. FaZe wisely just takes their time. Lucid is the last guy alive to contest, but going to get sandwiched immediately, and that is right when Camo is coming up. That one's gonna hurt.
Yeah, and fortunately for Optic, they're able to at least get into a position where they can deny Camo from getting away. It is activated by Renegade, it is burned by Renegade, but look at Renegade. If you thought game 2's performance was incredible, 11-2-6 here in game 3, giving FaZe everything they need to regain the lead here, 3-2 as we cross the 7.5-minute mark.
This SnakeBite heat wave has been instrumental for the last 2 caps. He got the double kill in the utility to prevent Optic from being able to push in the base and grab one of those flags, gets another kill, some additional damage down on Lucid, and that is why FaZe is up in the game.
Yeah, somebody check this man's PC. That was an unbelievable kill right there. The kill time on the CQC Magnum is... the sidearm is a little bit too fast based off what Frosty was just able to do. Deletes that player from the map, and with that takes some control of the utility closet. You can tell Formal needs to find a way to find that kill. Unfortunately, he only finds Renegade. In the meantime, SnakeBite's in the back of his base. 3 dead once again for Optic. The flag going out the middle. It's the fastest flag route that you can take here on Aquarius. He's going to opt to bring it towards the car side now that his team respawns. And look at this. FaZe look to push their lead to 2.
Lucid grabs himself a double kill, though. This is the opportunity they need to tie this game up. No, just as we say that, Lucid gets taken out. Great plays by SnakeBite. He's just been a monster this game. Does eventually get taken out. Allows for Optic to get that flag returned. But had he not grabbed those kills and bought that time, this flag would already be moving across the map.
Yeah, that was a great stop from Optic to keep this game within 1. They're trying to get this flag on the move, but more importantly, making sure you don't go down 2 caps, because that's when the pressure is starting to be felt. 6 minutes left. You got plenty of time to make up a 1 cap differential. Going down 2 caps means you have no room for mistake. They erased that from being the opportunity given to them for the rest of this game.
All right, looks like APG just does spot out one of the last players alive here for FaZe. Elects to not go for him. Will circle around and catch him on the flank and also secure himself this ammo. So APG just having a monstrous game as well here. A couple clutch plays, great awareness, does secure some of the kills and keeps Optic in this.
How does APG choose to play this? They know that he has camo. They have to know that he's on his way here. Royal 2 hiding behind the door. It's the first line of defense to try and deal with APG. He's able to take him down, but there's a second player there, and even though the flag's out the window, Optic really don't have the numbers to continue to run this flag. They're all cut down. They're all set on respawn. TriPPPeY's going to be the first one up, but he can't impact this flag run. The return's going to come through in a great defensive stand against that camo push from Optic.
Yeah, you can see 15 kills is top frag for both teams right now. That's going to be APG and Renegade. 1 cap advantage still over to FaZe. But the good news is lots of time left to play on this clock. The series is tied up as well. You have new camo coming up in about 45 seconds, or exactly 40 seconds. You can see Optic, they're trying their best to just finesse around the map, kind of buy some additional time. 2v2 scenario, but this is where those shock grenades are the most damaging. When you get stuck in utility, especially multiple people, those shock grenades can clear out the entire room.
Trade for Renegade is formal, and Renegade put each other on the respawn screen. 4 minutes now is time starting to not become a factor yet, but it's got to be in the back of your mind as it gets closer to about 2 minutes. That's when the pressure starts to get felt. You still have plenty of time to make up the 1 cap differential, but the objective prowess of both these two teams was so evident early on. Now the battle for map control seems a little bit more important to these teams, as no mistakes are affordable from either side. And camo, it was just picked up by FaZe, so they did a good job to get map control and earn themselves a power-up, removing yet another win condition from Optic Gaming.
I mean, it almost looks like we're watching Halo 5, Wes. The amount of thrust pistols that we are seeing in this game, I think, is without a doubt the most we've ever seen in a pro match. You do have lots of people grabbing pistols. Of course, you want to get thrust whenever you can, but to have so many thrust pistol fights going on, it's like a flashback.
2 players in the back of this base, FaZe, I'm sorry, have every bit of intention of clearing this out, potentially getting another flag, making it a lot more comfortable to be leading by 2. And that flag, it's on the move. SnakeBite used that camo to break the setup, and although the camo's gone, the flag now on the move. He misses the flag, and we'll see if that's going to cost him. He is starting to get shot. It will cost him his life. And how big does that blunder turn into? Because this flag, it's a dead flag. You would have to think. But Royal 2 somehow finds the kill on the dynamo grenade spawn. A teammate spawns with him in closet, and now all of a sudden this flag's still on the move.
I think TriPPPeY naded off of Lucid's back to kill both of them.
That's tragic.
It is very, very tragic. That could have looked a lot different had that nade gone that way. Little bit of a hiccup there. You hate to see it if you're an Optic fan, but that is going to put FaZe in prime position to close out and take a lead in this series.
No harm, no foul in the flag run for SnakeBite. The rest of FaZe pick you up when you make a mistake, and now up 4-2. The pressure starting to be felt by Optic Gaming, at least here in this 3rd game of the series. Trying to figure out a way to tie this one up would be near impossible, especially when you can't even get control of your base. A couple of members down for Optic. This flag once again on the move, and it's Royal 2 this time.
Yeah, Optic needs to go for a flag standoff here. They need to immediately just start overextending, trying to get into the base. With only 2 minutes left to play, you can always try to use overtime to your advantage. APG does get the pull, gets it out of the base, buys time. It's a 3v3 scenario. All of Optic's position relatively close to each other to try to team shoot, and they might be able to get another flag pull here.
That player from the closet, Roll 2, was doing way too much damage to the back members of Optic that were jumping up on peak. You got to be able to prioritize that flag carrier because everyone turns their back to him. This flag stalemate, it continues, but Royal 2 really kept that one alive in a situation I didn't think he was going to be able to. Multiple members of Optic are going to be front the base. One chooses to run it. The kills in Optic's favor. SnakeBite, the last carrier, alive. And if they get this flag punched in with everyone dead as SnakeBite goes down, a double cap is a harsh reality for FaZe fans to fear.
Yeah, they got to play so careful. This is when you need to see perfect Halo. Formal goes down. Lucid also goes down. They were in great position, but I think they tried to force things a little bit too early there. They're only able to trade out 1 kill. Heatwave also getting ready to come up, and when Royal 2 gets that in his hands, you might be looking at GG. The good news for Optic, though, if you are watching this, all they need is a flag pull within the next 40 seconds. They don't need to punch that flag in yet. However, just as we say that heat wave, like we talked about, coming into big factor.
Yeah, every one of these deaths on the side of Optic is something you do not want to see. You need to figure out a way to get around the slays, get to the enemy base, get that flag on the move. 23 seconds and counting. These might be the last few spawns for Optic Gaming here in this 3rd game, and Sentinels will take the lead. Royal 2 chooses to overextend towards the util. It's going to be a pink side push for Optic Gaming. It looks like APG is going to be the one that tries to get the pull here. And as Royal 2 is in the enemy base, you have to think his only goal was to create the chaos.
And Royal 2 absolutely melts TriPPPeY Car 3 with a perfect kill commando. And that puts 2 dead for Optic. That flag is out, but Optic's got to stay so close to it to try to contest it and keep it alive. A few grenades come in, but that return is coming very quickly. And like that, 4 down for Optic Gaming. FaZe takes a lead in the grand finals here over Optic Gaming.
An unbelievable finish for them. So much back and forth every time Optic scored. FaZe were able to cap with them in stride, and then all of a sudden they were able to get that double cap situation where they actually took the lead. And then from that point on, it was really FaZe in the driver's seat. Optic squandering that opportunity at a double cap themselves to tie the game up is where I'm pretty sure the game was decided. And from that point on, we have FaZe in the driver's seat of the series for the first time. It's a 2-1 lead after Optic Gaming won game 1. FaZe come back, they win the Slayer, they now win Aquarius CTF. They take the lead here in this grand finals.
Yes, 2-1 series lead. Keep in mind, this is a best of 7 now that we're in the grand finals. If you're wondering how we got here, Optic advanced all the way through the winners bracket. FaZe dropped down early, losing to Optic, and have battled their way back through the elimination bracket, taking down the likes of SSG, taking down the likes of French Toast, and now find themselves here in their rematch against Optic Gaming.
Back to live fire for King of the Hill for game 4, and hopefully FaZe have cleaned up a little bit of their King of the Hill play since the last time we watched these two play. It was an absolute slaughter on the streets. It was a 4-0 to end the series in the winners bracket on the side of Optic, and that's got to be something good for Optic fans to see here as they want their team to get back into this series. You do not want to lose the best of 7 coming from the winners bracket, because that means momentum will be all on the other team's hands. But that being said, Cloud9 won the first series at the World Championship, and we saw how they responded. So adversity is not something Optic Gaming will shy away from.
Yeah, you can tell Optic Gaming, they're not afraid of any team. They're always confident in their ability to come out and win. This is a team that, you know, I think the saying has gone through a few times, you know, if you fail to prepare, you're preparing to fail. Well, Optic Gaming, this is a team that is constantly coming in as prepared as they can be. Now, the beginning of this one, even with their deficit, has not been the best for Optic. They've only got a total of 4 kills on the board, being heavily outslayed. They lost the overshield, and half of this hill, first hill on Live Fire, King of the Hill, is already gone FaZe's way.
Yeah, 2 dead, and last 2 spotted up top middle. They're going to try and relocate. Lucid runs away, tries to stay alive, but on screen, Frosty with the snipe locating himself at tower, spots Formal. The body shot's easy. The BR finish, can't quite hit the no-scope melee, but a lot of damage done as this hill is scored in FaZe's favor. It's going to rotate now to tower, but a good job by FaZe to get that hill completely in their control very quickly.
Yeah, you can see you got a couple kills going out on the board now for Formal. Grabs a few assists. Royal 2 goes down. Overshield in 8 seconds. TriPPPeY is in a battle with the Heatwave player. I respect it. You know, I respect it. He's going for the all or nothing play there. Like, I'm flying off the map, but I'm taking you with me. Luckily for Optic, though, they were ready for it. They do keep TriPPPeY alive and maintain control of that Heatwave for the time being.
Yeah, I thought I was the only one that did that terrible play of knowing that I'm putting myself to death, but I think he was getting sandwiched anyway, so we won't judge it too far.
Yeah, I mean, he absolutely, if you're watching and you wonder why a player will do this, like a lot of times, if you're dead to rights, you go for a Hail Mary play, right? It's not always recognized by people unless you're in that scenario, but if SnakeBite recognizes he's dead to rights and this is his best opportunity to trade out a kill or something, that is more power to you. That was a good play.
Yeah, you try to make yourself the hardest target is what you're doing. But, I mean, let's get back to refocusing, because look at this hill, Kyle. The second hill, over 80% in favor of FaZe right now. And Optic were the ones that were set up at the start of this second hill to try and gain a chunk of time. That has not been the case, however. And Renegade trying to be a nuisance with this commando, making his life as difficult as possible for the lives of Optic as he repulses back to top tower. Unfortunately, somewhere, an angle from Optic is given to him, and he's paying for it with his life. This hill not yet achieved on the side of FaZe, so they still have a little bit of work to do. Optic can still tie this game up.
Yeah, this is actually good position for Optic. They just put 3 down for FaZe. They also just killed Heatwave player. Now, somehow Renegade grabs Sniper and escapes with it here, giving Optic an opportunity to really put some time on this on this King of the Hill. But at the same time, I would have liked to see them secure that sniper rifle. They definitely had an opportunity to get it. But with that being said, Renegade gets taken out, Sniper goes back down, and we are seeing Optic tie up this game.
Very well done by Optic there to retake the tower, to hold their setup the entire span. They needed to tie this game up, make sure they don't go down 0-2. Because when you go down 0-2, your chances of winning this game would decrease dramatically compared to being able to tie this one up. So a phenomenal job there. They lose the rotation, it appears, towards Overshield and towards House, but as Overshield respawns, a couple of members from FaZe go down, and I'm not quite sure they're going to be able to acquire this power-up. And it does look like Optic are going to have the favorable position, and that's thanks to APG's great play.
Yeah, APG gets the Overshield. It looks like their team will secure themselves a repulsor as well. They put 2 dead down now for FaZe, and they're starting to accumulate some time here. They're in a really good position to really kind of rack up some time and maybe take a lead here.
Big kill by APG. Optic Gaming in the hill. Got about a third of it the way done, it appears, and APG is going to help his teammate out, trade the kill out once again. A lot of pressure from APG. Too many players for him to appear to deal with right now, and unfortunately that Overshield doesn't really transition into the power control you were going to hope for Optic. And now FaZe are once again in control of the hill. It's going to have to be another Optic break.
There you can see they've also got sniper rifle in their control here as they're accumulating additional time. Like we said, sometimes these King of the Hills, they can be extremely unforgiving. You can put in so much work, be so close to capping a hill, and at the end of the day, it mean absolutely nothing here.
3 members of Optic here to deal with, and Frosty getting damage into a few of them, but only getting a trade on 1 right now as the rest get their shields back. A good kill from Renegade. APG, the last player alive right now, and Renegade knows exactly where he is, wants his shield before he decides to push, and this is what Renegade does best. But unfortunately, Renegade loses him in the chaos right there. They are going to be coming from big door from respawners on the side of Optic, and this point so close to either way, and they could almost dictate who's going to win this game depending on who acquires it.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Optic's going to be able to stop this, and sure enough, Frosty, he's got Heat Wave, he's got Repulsor. They do secure that capture. They both, however, fall, and that is going to be a Heat Wave changing hands right as Sniper Rifle is spawning and right as Overshield's coming up. I'm a little worried, though. Rather than go and help with the Overshield, Lucid grabs the Sniper Rifle, but it might have paid out in their favor here. They do get the kill on the Renegade, but however, Royal 2, he gets the Overshield. He's racking up hill time already, and Lucid does get taken out.
Optic desperately needs to get APG out of the hill. Can they figure out, or Royal 2 out of the hill? APG's trying his best. TriPPPeY tries to find an angle from Keydor. He can't do it. APG's now under a lot of fire, and this hill almost gone in an instant. Optic feels like they probably had 1 push to try and stop this one, and Royal 2 is going to push Optic's hand right now. They're trying to deny this hill from going over, but just as Royal 2 goes down, he scores the point, and they take a 2-point lead.
Yeah, and we're on board with Renegade once again. Gets so much damage down onto APG. Some additional damage with some great grenades up on the cuts. But as we say that, 3 go down once again for FaZe, and there's a lot of time left on the clock here, Wes. Even though they find themselves down 3-1, it's not a situation where you could try to play clock yet.
Not yet. Optic fans, your team is not out of this game for just yet. They've got a nice little chunk of time here on this top mid hill, but they need to get rid of this top mid hill as fast as possible, because you still need time to tie this game up on the next hill. And right now, if you're FaZe, you keep that in mind. Neutralizing this hill is an option to play around the win conditions to expand your opportunities here. And Frosty relocates towards tower. So often do we see this player, the player in charge of denying the hill.
Yeah, you can see we've got Frosty. He's set up top tower, doing what he can to pick up and secure additional kills. Frosty has been on one today. If you guys didn't get to see Frosty against, what was it? I think it was either French Toast or Native Red earlier in the day. 26 and 6 at one point in the game, just going on an absolute tear. Now, it is a 2v1 advantage. SnakeBite, last guy alive for FaZe, is trying to contest Overshield as best as he can, but Formal's going to be able to escape with that, and they're going to be able to take down SnakeBite. So the little bit of time that FaZe has had in Hill is not going or benefiting them that much. Still 2:14 left to play, and as long as Optic Gaming is able to secure this Hill relatively soon without giving up a lot of game clock, they can definitely be right back in this one.
A massive job by Optic to secure that overshield. With that overshield, you would hope they were able to score this point fairly quickly. They get the advantage in numbers that they need, and even more than that, 4 coming off respawn now for FaZe. They turn their attention to House on the side of Optic, but they score the point more importantly. And with 2 minutes left, that is plenty of time to try and tie this game up.
Oh, and this is going to be another tough spot to be in, though. Even though they secure that Hill, a lot of them died in the process, and it was once again right as Sniper Rifle was getting ready to spawn. Royal 2 grabs himself a double kill, runs immediately and gets into Hill, and you can see FaZe, they're not electing to play clock here too. They are looking to close this game out 4-2.
Trying to score this point. Roll 2's in the Hill. Frosty on screen looking over his shoulder with Snipe, but Renegade taking down 2 members over towards the overshield by himself virtually is always something FaZe fans wanted to see right there. Good damage onto a 3rd player, and I like this positioning here for Frosty. Is Optic Gaming going to give him an opportunity? It doesn't look like it with the couple of members that are going bottom middle. So Frosty needs to get involved. That's the rotation here to bridge, and he does just that. Hits the shots, hits the second, and Frosty almost guarantees this game. The triple would have been absolutely insane. Formal 1-shot top middle. Somebody get Frosty an assist here. He's doing it all, trying to end this game for FaZe.
And he connected on another shot on the APG. Frosty almost closed the door on Optic by himself right there with that triple kill. Now the real question is what happened to that overshield? Because there was a lot of action going on in the map, and you had a situation where Optic was forced to try to contest Hill, yet try to keep them FaZe from securing overshield. As they secure this Hill here, nobody from Optic can get in and contest it again. And sure enough, FaZe, a 3-1 lead now here in the grand finals, and none other than Frosty and Renegade just tearing up the stat page.
3-1 lead. One more game to reset the bracket and play another best of 7 where you will actually have an opportunity to become champions. Because FaZe lost in the winners bracket earlier, they do come through the elimination bracket. That means you need that bracket reset in order to win this double elimination championship. Optic have the benefit of losing this series and still playing a second best of 7. And as we take a look at the series status right now, it is a 3-1 lead. One more game to decide for FaZe to reset the bracket. Optic can completely come back in the series. I'll never count them out, and it'll be Empyrean Slayer for game 5.
I mean, look at this stat page, Wes. The 2-second difference, and we were looking at a 4-0 bracket reset already had that game 1 gone slightly differently. So this FaZe roster is ready to play, and they have no fear against this Optic squad.
Loading in as fast as possible. This is as quick as we get in the game, and as a commentator, I love it because 1, Kyle, I'll be honest with you, I'm exhausted. I've been up since 6:30. 2, these games are taking a ton of energy, so I like the fact that they're keeping up the pace, keeping up the viewership, and the action doesn't stop between these two. I love the fact that the last time we were able to hop on board on Empyrean Slayer, it was a massive lead for FaZe. Let's see if they can get something similar replicated to get this series pushed to the next.
Yeah, I'm loving this series so far too. Even how, wait, did TriPPPeY just repulse that rocket back? I think he did. That was disgusting. So FaZe actually wins the opening break to secure rockets, but that repulsor just changed the dynamic of the beginning here entirely. Pushes the rocket back, probably saves his own life, saves his teammate's life, and actually helps secure Optic Gaming the rockets.
2 kills traded to Optic's favor right there, 6-3 as the game slows down. Probably the slowest Pit Slayer we've seen thus far, I should say. And Renegade wants to be aggressive, picks up that sidearm. Like you said, the most sidearm action we've seen in a long time. Players starting to realize exactly how powerful that thing is, but he's going to run into a heat wave. And I'm sorry, no matter how powerful that sidearm is, Heat Wave beats sidearm, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'd definitely take the Heat Wave over the Magnum in that scenario there. But the one thing that is cool to note, I mean, people who grab the pistol are people that are fully confident in hitting every bullet they shoot, right? Lots of people definitely prefer just to stay with the battle rifle. Of course, if you run into a power weapon like Heat Wave or Sniper or Rockets, you're gonna grab it. But being or consistently going over the pistol means you want to take up close engagements, and you want to not only trade, but you want to win those battles.
Good shots by Frosty. Great reach out. Wasn't expected at all right there. And as he gets that kill, overshield coming up in 15 seconds. You want to be in the top of sword. And right now, Formal trying to finish these one-shots off. Can't quite get the pressure he needs to. Great job flushing out Frosty from sword, but the kill's being traded back and forth. And I like the fact that we're seeing a head-to-head match right now between FaZe and Optic. And FaZe look much more prepared this time around.
Yeah, you can see SnakeBite, he's able to secure that overshield. He's also got Sniper and Heat Wave, and he's taking 2 battles simultaneously and ends up living with the help of Frosty to come in and finish off APG. So SnakeBite doing wonders here with these weapons, securing overshields, and just locking down this entire side of the map.
Interesting position SnakeBite finds himself in. He's got a 1-bullet snipe. You know he doesn't want 1 bullet, so he's going to drop that for Frosty, stack that up, and then pick up the commando. I actually love that heads-up play. If you were to be able to push with that Heat Wave, 1-bullet, and snipe, you could find yourself in a very difficult situation given the specific situation you find yourself in. So SnakeBite already gets himself out of that problem. Rockets are coming up in 10 seconds, and as rockets come up, FaZe are looking to be aggressive.
Yeah, the map box and utility usage here just insane for both squads, but over the last few seconds, definitely for FaZe as well. Frosty grabs himself 2 sniper kills, and you saw Renegade plasma pistol shoot Lucid, who was actually pushing in and trying to use the drop shield as well, but the kill time being so fast completely negates that drop shield.
Look how they're playing this. Rockets in one person's hand, a plasma pistol in another, snipe in another, and a heat wave in another. So much power in FaZe's hands, so much control. Feels like any decision Optic try to make, if they want to be aggressive, is going to be the wrong one.
Oh yeah, it's definitely going to be difficult here. You can see they're trying their best to play together, use their BR and team shot to pick off or as many kills or just get...
Oh
no.
That was one rocket.
Where
it was sword ramp. He shot it from training.
Training to sword ramp for a double kill. That one hurts bad, Wes.
Yeah, that's tough. There's already complaints about how many rockets there are. When they're getting double kills in that situation, you only feel the frustration even more on the side of the green wall. 2 continuously go down. The overshield secured by Royal 2, and it's 6-1-2. Royal 2 has that plasma pistol in hand, and that's about the only thing that was going to count him with this overshield. And now that he has that, look for Royal 2 to be aggressive.
Yeah, you can see a few kills traded out. Let's see what Optic elects to do here. You got new sniper in the hands of Frosty, and he wins the sniper duel against TriPPPeY. Frosty playing on another level. Oh, this is an angle I remember from Halo 3.
Yeah. Too many times have I had my head ripped off in that angle from a snipe down or a cloud or whoever it may be.
Batman.
I don't think Batman ever got me there.
You don't know about the Batcave?
I was on his team when the Batcave was invented.
Don't underestimate the Batcave.
Oh man, good times. We should have put that. We should have put that in the bottom left. That should have been the Batcave.
Exactly.
As the location on the map.
But just as we say that though, 3 go down for FaZe, and I think they grabbed another 2 after that. We're looking at a pretty healthy lead for FaZe that has been completely wiped off of the board. I think they've lost most of their power weapon control. On top of that, I don't know if they have anything in their disposal.
Yeah, it's going to be so difficult to try and get Renegade out of this position now that he's got cover from green, cover from camo, and Renegade's going to be flying at you. And that snipe out of the hands of Optic, you're going to be all spawning courtyard, and good luck because Renegade is in the way.
Total overall score right now, 30-26 as those trades come in. If you're having trouble a little bit with the UI there, you can see SnakeBite. He's sitting top tower. He took out Lucid. Overshield's coming up. Rockets are coming up, snipers. This is the time where everything on the map is so important. Frosty, you can see he was waiting for rockets, but took the opportunity to push forward and allow Renegade to secure the rockets.
Yeah, beautiful understanding of the right play there from Frosty. You saw it in the observer screen. As Frosty pushes forward, that just opens up an easy pickup of rockets for his team. Frosty creates space, and with that space, look, the lead now doubled, 35 to 26. Snipe and sword as well, so Frosty's rewarded with a snipe of his own and starting to take over this game.
Yeah, 37 to 26 now. Renegade with the sniper rifle putting in work. Several players go down. SnakeBite secures himself another kill from top tower, and this is the danger of the pick. SnakeBite, how long has he been up here at this turn? He gets himself heat wave. He gets himself repulsor, and it's such a power position, and it's just so hard to clear out anyone from this spot.
Yeah, it really is. If you play it correctly, you need multiple members to try and take him down. That's what Optic do. They successfully get SnakeBite out, but look at the damage that was done from that initial push where Frosty pushed forward. 40 to 29, what was once a 4-kill game, all of a sudden, FaZe looking to reset the bracket. 44, 6 kills to go, and the aggressiveness is clear. SnakeBite and Frosty together over towards the tower. Frosty's not going to know that this player is here, but is TriPPPeY going to know that SnakeBite is going to be behind him momentarily? It doesn't matter. He gets taken down. Tower control still in favor of FaZe as they close the door on this game and this first series.
And Renegade sitting in green. Spawn kills TriPPPeY again. No scopes Lucid to end the game. And this is looking like the Renegade revenge tour right now.
Yeah.
The Renegade Frosty duo. It's looking a lot like the Chotzi Renegade duo from back in the day.
Every single one of those games, Renegade statistically dominated. That was probably some of the best Halo we've seen from Renegade. And as we take a look at the series status, this one done and dusted. The next one coming up here shortly. 4-1 FaZe take this one. A completely different show than what we saw earlier in Winners Bracket, where Optic Gaming was dominant.
Yeah, and Wes, you pointed out that it's a best of 7, but we knew we didn't need all 7 game types here for this first series.
Yeah, we just knew we needed the first 5 layout. That's actually pretty well done.
Exactly. Excellence at all times. All right, so like we saw, this is a grand finals, and this is a reset now.